Hey Knighthawks fans, and welcome into the debut edition of Flight Control. I'm Andrew Mossbrooks. We are joined by Rochester Knighthawks defenseman Dan Coates as we get set for another season of lacrosse here at Blue Cross Arena coming up this Saturday. But first, Coates, let's just start with that. It's an exciting time of the year. How pumped are you ready to get things going?
Yeah, I think every year at this time, come November, December, this is it's a fresh start for everybody. But you're a lot of times you have a new group, you have new teammates, and it's just a fresh start. So we're excited. We had a pretty good training camp, and we're just looking to get things started this Saturday.
You talk about your teammates. Now, there's a mix of young players and veteran players like yourself. How do you see that infusion working out?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting team dynamic. I think we lean on a lot of the veterans who've been there, but I think the youth influx on our team is great, and certainly from players from Thomas McConvey to Ben McDonnell, these guys are going to be important pieces for us for our team success. But it's good. I think it keeps us young too, especially us old guys. So it's a lot of fun. I think we have a good group right now.
The Knighthawks, of course, went 3-0 in their scrimmage play. Coatsy, when you see that, I know it's just exhibition, but that has to add to the confidence going into the regular season.
Yeah, I don't know how much we look at the result, but at the end of the day, I think we were happy with what we did in training camp, and it's a grind. But I think it set the standard of who we want to be, kind of how we practice, how we prepare, not just on the floor, off the floor. But it's a group that I think is determined. We had a taste of a little bit of success last year, but we didn't finish the best, and I think that drives us to be better every single day.
One thing I'll ask before we wrap up here is, you've been doing this over a decade, and now there's a new wrinkle in the NLL, unified standings, players and teams playing everybody. How do you think that's going to challenge you guys this year?
Well, one, I think it's exciting for the league. I think it's exciting for fans just to kind of see some other teams they normally wouldn't. Obviously, we play Calgary and Vancouver, our first two home games, and I think Las Vegas comes here this year. But it makes you have to be ready. In years past, we'd play Buffalo 2 or 3 times, and you kind of got to understand their tendencies and players. Here, there's really no hiding. You have to be ready. I look at last year, we split Buffalo, and then we also split Albany, and you have to show up every single night because it's not going to be easy. Everyone's good in this league, so it's a nice challenge, but we're excited for it.
And the challenge will begin this coming Saturday, December 2nd, Blue Cross Arena. The National Lacrosse League season gets underway as the Knighthawks host the Calgary Roughnecks. We'll be back to talk about that on the next edition of Flight Control.